Secret friends, unite!
Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite podcast, episode 101. I'm your host, Todd Oxtra, to talk about all the thing that's fit to nerd. I am joined by Charlie Carden, my co-host.
101 day in the sun. Sun. I was trying to get a good rhyme for that one, sorry.
And we are, once again, joined by Jonathan Sear. 2 in a row, buddy.
Yeah, back to back.
My goodness.
It's almost becoming a habit.
Hard habit to break, like Chicago.
It's habit forming.
Yeah, so once again, we'll go through the rumors and news with Madam Web. We'll get into the Geek Easy. We'll revisit the IMDB Name That Movie quiz. And we'll wrap up with some geek love. So with that note, Madam Web, take it away.
Now it's time for Madam Web's rumors and news. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Madam Web. 101, and we still aren't caught up to your age. You know what? I'm not sure if you'll ever divulge what your age is, but I bet you're a little jealous this week because there was a big spread on Golden Girls Entertainment Weekly this week. And you're like, man.
I know.
I don't know who she pissed off in Hollywood, but man, she should have been in that show.
My goodness. It's ridiculous.
Hey, there should be a reboot of that show probably pretty soon, huh?
Oh, without they are rebooting everything.
Well,
I'll line up
reboot.
I'll line up to see that right behind Small Wonder.
Well, we can have our casting wish list of modern day Golden Girls.
Ooh, that would be a fantastic one.
Wow.
Are they waiting till they all die? Is that what what it is? I mean,
you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a clause. Is it just Betty White who's still around?
Yep, she's the last one.
Wow.
Who
That's
knew?
crazy.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, the first story this week, John, this is all you. It's Doctor Who and the new Doctor.
Yeah, well, we don't know who the new Doctor is, but
a new Doctor.
we know there's going to be a new Doctor. I was kind of taken by surprise. It kind of came out of nowhere, really. There hadn't been any rumor about it. I want to say it was, maybe 2 weeks ago, where Peter Capaldi actually broke the news himself on Twitter that he was leaving after Series 10, which is the series that comes out here in April. I don't know if he's going to be in this year's Christmas special, or if that's going to be the handoff episode where he regenerates into the new Doctor, or if the Series 10 finale will be his last episode. But it's coming.
It actually, John, I'm sorry to interrupt you. It actually says the regeneration scene is expected to take place during the Christmas special.
Oh, that would be. They did that. Did they not do that with another Doctor before?
Did they?
Not that I recall.
Yeah, I could be missed. I know what it was. It was Tennant. That Christmas special, he had just regenerated, and he spent the first half of the episode pretty much out.
Oh,
right.
I remember. That I remember.
So, now, of course, I wasn't a watcher of Doctor Who back then. So, it kind of, when you watch it through Netflix or Amazon Prime, if you just go episode to episode, it kind of feels like it's a continuation of that episode where the regeneration happened. But so that makes sense. So it'll be Christmas, which gives them a little bit of time here with all the speculation now of who's going to be the new Doctor. And so, apparently there are the rumors of any British actor or actress now that currently might not be employed is now a candidate for Doctor Who. And I've gone through the list a couple of times. The first one that came to my mind, who I wanted it to be, was Richard Ayoade, who's most known for the TV show The IT Crowd, which can be seen on Netflix. Just a fantastic sitcom. I just adore that show and can watch it and rewatch it. He would be such a great Doctor, I think. And I don't know, the Sun out there in England, they have a whole list here of people, and they've put what I'm sure are just complete nonsense odds as to what the odds would be that this actor or this actress would be the Doctor. Personally, I'm pulling for either Richard Ayoade or Haley Atwell.
Oh,
you know.
yes.
And I'll be honest, I don't know a lot of these other actors on here, and there could ultimately be someone who's not even been rumored to this point that could be the Doctor. But it's coming, so it's always a bittersweet moment. You're sad to see a Doctor leave, but it's always exciting and a little nerve-wracking because what if it's a terrible choice?
Right.
But it gives an opportunity here for Series 11 because Moffat is leaving, so there's going to be a new showrunner. There's going to be a new Doctor. So kind of bringing them at the same time, I feel like it's going to be an opportunity to do a little mini reboot like they did when Matt Smith started, kind of change the direction of the show. I would be shocked if they don't go back to a younger Doctor, whether it's male or female, who knows. It just seems like it's going to be time to switch gears. Now, they have a new companion this year, so we'll have to see if that companion goes out with Capaldi or carries forward like Jenna Coleman did. From Smith to Capaldi. I don't want to be unfair because I haven't seen a single episode yet with the new companion, but it just feels to me like it might be a complete reset after this. So this might be her only season also. So it's always an anxious, exciting, nerve-wracking time when you're going to be switching doctors. And Capaldi's one of my absolute favorites. I love his cranky old man. I love his accent. I love his anger. The eyebrows, the whole. Last season I always loved it when Clara had the cards for him to pull out to realize when he's being rude and how to change how he's talking because he just he had that personality about him. So sad to see him go. But you're always sad to see the Doctor go.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, they could go a bunch of different directions. I'm fine with whatever way they go. If it's a female Doctor, cool. Very excited about that. If it's a African American Doctor, or would be African English actor, I don't know. Black guy, black woman, black color of skin, whatever you want to call it. That would be cool. They could do other directions. They could go younger again. They could go older again. Heck, what's Mr. Bean up to these days, John?
I don't know. He made a guest appearance in Love Actually, but that's quite a while ago now. I haven't seen him in anything.
I mean,
maybe he's dead. Check IMDb.
I'm sure he's around.
I mean, I don't know. There was a trend. The past actors were almost always older, more mature blokes, as you would say. Then the recent trend with the most recent, reintroduction of Doctor Who was younger, more, more vibrant. I would call them more handsome doctors. And then we got Capaldi was kind of a stark alternative because the Doctor kind of mirrors what he's going through in life, and Capaldi was kind of like the sad, angry Doctor, I guess. So, where does Capaldi leave, and what does that mean for the next Doctor? Because that typically is the tone of the show, right? So, does Capaldi end on a good note? Because right now he's with the Christmas episode was the last one I saw, and I'm still behind a lot of the older episodes. He was still sad and grieving. So, yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him, turn a new leaf, and the Doctor has been kind of dark and dire the last couple of years. And John Hurt, we just lost him, and he was, the War Doctor, right? So,
right,
yeah. So I won't poo-poo any idea, and I don't care. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they keep the dynamic. If they added a female Doctor, would it have yet another female companion? Would it be a guy? Could it be two companions to help, play around, because there's been two companions in the past in the old Doctor Who episodes too. So who knows? I just really enjoy Doctor Who, and they always bring out something new.
I liked it when there were two companions. At times it gives a little bit of different dynamic to the show. I remember watching some of the old second Doctor episodes where you had Jamie and Zoe. That was kind of cool because there was also part of that time where it was just Jamie with Doctor. So he had, male Doctor with a male companion, and there was just, on an adventure because the Doctor was older. He couldn't do a lot of the stunts. So they actually had a younger male companion that did kind of the types of things you'd see David Tennant and Matt Smith do in the modern version of Doctor Who. They had the companions doing it when the Doctors were older. So you haven't seen a lot of that. So there's a bunch of different ways they can go. Again, it doesn't really matter to me. And if it's not one of the two that I'm hoping for, it could they could find someone who's a great choice. I just don't know enough about them. So, just kind of trust them to do the right thing. And it doesn't matter if they go old, young, male, female, it doesn't matter. The doctor is the doctor. There's no rule. There's no rule that says a doctor has to be a man, he has to be old, he has to be young. Doesn't make any difference. It seems like the only rule is that he has to be British.
Exactly. And with Moffat leaving, I think that's a big part. He was so beloved of the old stuff, and I think a new showrunner might be more beloved of the more modern Doctor Who. So because of that, it might say, hey, we open up the doors and do some new stuff. And I remember when Capaldi was introduced, they had that big selection show on BBC. So maybe they'll do the same thing again, and they'll have make it. Was it Chris Hardwick? Did he host that?
He hosts everything.
Doesn't he host everything? Yeah, he's hosting the after show of this podcast before he hosts The Walking Dead tonight.
Yeah, and I have not watched his show, his game show, The Wall, yet. So maybe I should check that out.
Oh, yikes!
Super Plinko.
Yeah, right. Oh boy.
Oh well. So then we leave TV and we get into movies, and something that always, I guess, just piques my interest is the continuing saga of Hollywood making spoof movies. Obviously, Airplane was the first set of spoof movies. Then we had what was it? Police Squad was the first spoof TV show, which turned into Naked Gun.
Yeah, the Police Files.
Yeah, Police Files. Yeah. So now,
and then Angie Tribeca's a new one. Have you seen Angie Tribeca?
Oh yeah, that's so bizarre.
Oh yeah,
so bizarre.
That's taking Police Squad on steroids, really.
Yeah, really.
Every other sentence is a joke attempt.
Yeah, bad. But they have tried spoof movies since. I'm not sure what the best spoof movie. Probably Scary Movie. The first one was funny, but after that they got ridiculously bad, and there hasn't been a good one, right? Since.
Of Scary Movie or any of the options?
Movie. Yeah, any spoof movie.
No, I don't know.
Did not another teen movie come out before or after Scary Movie?
It came out after. Yeah.
Because that one, it's not a good movie by any means. That one I do enjoy. Yeah. That one hit the mark, I think, on a lot of the movies it was shooting for. But I've seen garbage like Epic Movie, which is one of the worst movies ever. And it just seemed like every one of those movies was just no longer trying to do a movie with, parodying the movies. It was just, hey, let's try to cram in 47 references and not have any semblance of a movie here. And that was the one that really stood out to me with Epic Movie, where it's like, boy, these all stink.
Yeah, they've done superheroes, they've done disaster movies, they've done the Twilight movies, they've had I think at least 10 of these in since the late 90s, and they've all been horrible, not really done well. They're just cashing in, and quite honestly, we've had. This is they're going to be spoofing Star Wars, or what they plan to do, and unfortunately, we've already had so many comedies spoof Star Wars, or at least made jokes. Family Guy, Robot Chicken, Muppets, Spaceballs, even. So what can they do new that we haven't seen before? And the actual title of this movie is going to be called Star Worlds Episode XXXIVE equals MC squared. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi Who Went Rogue.
Oh boy. I think it's already toast.
Oh, what's that one rap movie, Charlie, that was like...
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah, when they made fun of the uber serious kids in the ghetto getting killed.
Oh yeah, the menace to society, or what was National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.5 or something,
or High School High with John Lovitz, where it was lampooning the bad high school where the teacher comes in to save them. What was that movie with the Coolio song?
Oh, that was Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds.
Gangster Paradise. Amish Paradise. Yeah.
Going even further back to the one with Denzel Washington, where he's the principal and saving the underprivileged kids. But anyway,
Top Secret. Don't forget that one.
Oh, Top Secret. That's going really far back. Yeah.
I actually have that one on disc. So anyway, this sounds horrifying. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
Well, it says the people that are making this is Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer, the duo behind the Scary Movie franchise and Vampires Suck.
No,
So,
it says the most recent installments,
okay.
which are the ones that you just said were awful, and you're absolutely correct. I would imagine, because I will never see them.
I guess they just make money on video or on demand, because quite honestly, who sees these movies in the theater anyways?
You know what? As we participate in the Fantasy Movie League, we will know the next time one of these comes out.
Well, hell, people see Medea, so maybe who knows? Yes, we will probably see this in. But you know what?
I would have to say, given I can speak for myself, and I won't speak for anyone else, but given my Star Wars fandom, I would probably check it out on a cheap matinee or something if it is even given halfway decent reviews, not by critics, but just by other people who've seen it in our little circle. Otherwise, if it's just a disaster, I'd watch it on Netflix just out of the sheer kind of Star Wars curiosity.
Right.
But it's not. I doubt it's going to be the next Spaceballs. We'll put it that way.
Do you guys remember the first Star Wars parody?
Yeah, Hardware Wars.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
I
exactly.
believe the only reason I know that was on America's bloopers, bleeps, and blunders. They showed that with Ed McMahon and Dick Clark.
A blooper of a bleeper.
That's right. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately though, would we rather have another Spaceballs?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Although Mel Brooks, after Dracula Dead and loving it, I mean, I don't know. He kind of lost his touch as well.
Well, the man is about 1,000 years old. Does he still work? I don't think he does.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
No, it's a second Spaceballs would be disappointing.
Oh sure.
It wouldn't be as good.
No.
It was like Anchorman 2, trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
And Zoolander 2 and ...
Well,
yeah, right.
Well, when Spaceballs came out, really at that point, right? I mean, we were done with Star Wars movies, and we had no clue if we'd get another one. So seeing anything Star Wars related was exciting.
Right. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Oh well. Well, moving on from movies, but staying in the Star Wars universe, and this will most likely be far more successful, is the fact that they have identified when Star Wars Land is coming to Disney World. It's coming in
Disneyland and Disney World.
Exactly. So it's coming in 2019. So it's going to be at Disneyland and Disney World's Hollywood Studios, and it's going to become the same year we'll be seeing Star Wars Episode 9 in theaters.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So, Charlie, have you ever been to Disney World?
Disney World is the one in
Florida.
Florida?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not been to Disneyland in California. I always get the two mixed up.
Okay. When was the last time you've been?
That was 1991.
Okay.
I was 15.
Holy cow. John, what about you?
I was at Disneyland in 1991, and Disney World, the last time I was there was probably about, I'd say 8 or 9 years ago. It was the middle to the second half of the 2000s we went down there.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say probably about 2007 or 8.
Okay. I've been to both Disney World, Disneyland. Disneyland I went to in 2010. When I went to visit my in-laws in San Diego, we went to Disneyland. And Disneyland is kind of unique because, quite honestly, Disney has Disneyland and Disney California, which is a weird thing anyways. But everything gets put into just Disneyland, whereas Disney World, you've got so many more parks. So in Disneyland, when we went there, they had Star Tours was actually being worked on, so we couldn't even do that. But they had the Jedi training for the little kids. My son got to do that. It was so much fun. I've got video of it. It was fantastic. He got to take on Darth Vader with a lightsaber, and it was so cute. And they have been increasing the presence of Star Wars at the Disney parks since they acquired them. So they have reintroduced Star Tours. They redid it, actually. And it's potentially much better. I don't know if it is. I mean, most people say it is because they've introduced different endings. So now if you go to Star Wars once, you potentially have to go on it like 3 or 4 more times to see all the endings. So that's kind of cool. So, but, you know, Disney's in a weird point where they've got all these great new properties, but they haven't been able to show them at their parks in a really unique way. Well, now they've got Star Wars coming into the parks they're going to do it in a huge way, which is going to be fantastic. The Disney World is going to be Star Wars Land is going to be about 14 acres, so not a big deal compared to the 500 acres of Disneyland. And Disney World is actually 43 square miles, so it's going to be a small area.
Yeah.
But they're also going to have Avatar too, so I don't know who cares about that.
No one anywhere cares about Avatar.
Yeah, talking about getting really excited about something after the movie and realizing, holy shit, it's going to be 10 years until the next movie appears. But I think this is awesome. Sadly, with Marvel and Disney, you will not be seeing anything at Disney World with Marvel related at a Disney park because it's all going to be at Universal Studios. But Disneyland could have Marvel at Disneyland because of the way the agreement's penned, but I don't know if they have enough room. They're going to have to kick out like Peter Pan and a bunch of the
are out of here.
Yeah, but honestly, is that the future of Disney? Really? Are they gonna keep a lot of their old crap around? That really doesn't matter to a lot of people. The Jungle Ride, the Pirates of the Caribbean now. Well, I mean, they'll keep that around, but I mean, other stuff that's really not really relevant anymore. Are they going to keep that around? So,
I mean, maybe it's cyclical. It'll go and be popular again, and they'll just stick it in storage. They probably have huge underground warehouses of cataloging. It's like the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark of Disney shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest news in parks since the Harry Potter experience at Universal Studios, so this is very exciting. Are any of you guys thinking that this is enough to get you to want to go to Disney?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep, it will.
Absolutely.
I've been actually wanting to go back to Disney for a while, and just because of where we lived, Florida is much more challenging to get to, but I haven't really got the extra pull to really try to, pull the trigger on doing it. But I think Star Wars Land will do it. Plus, we've not been to the Harry Potter stuff either down at Universal. So it's kind of more than one reason to go now to check these things out. So I'm definitely at least curious enough and hoping when more information comes out about what Star Wars Land is going to actually be, if it's just a bunch of Star Wars architecture and shops, and not really rides, maybe not as much interest, but I do want to see a bit more about it. And Disney, I mean, they seem to pretty much go all out when they do stuff like this. So I would be surprised if it wasn't something that would really be a draw for Star Wars nerds like myself.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. It's I've just had the one brush with going to Disney when I was young. We did Epcot Center, but I was 15 years old, so I don't remember a whole ton. But it's magic. I mean, it was magic back then before they owned Marvel and Star Wars. So now they own so much of my life and my passion that how could I not be drawn to something like this?
Yeah, and I've gone enough frequent times that I've gone there, and there's been gaps. So every time I go again, it's really new and exciting. My son's now 11, so I don't know if I'd be excited about doing like Disney World and go to like the Magic Kingdom because that's Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. And quite honestly, does anybody really care about Mickey Mouse these days? Because he's not doing much.
I I can't say. Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, I still like the Magic Kingdom.
It's fun.
I mean, no, I don't go get in line to see Peter Pan and Minnie Mouse or anything, but they still got fun rides. And Splash Mountain is still one of my most favorite rides of any park. I love the the super secret Song of the South theme is what that really is in there. And no one talks about the fact that it's Song of the South inside Splash Mountain. But
yes. I wonder why, though in Trump's America, it could be coming back.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you guys are excited about going to the parks, let us know what you're most excited about. I know we got people like Bobby Pauls. I think he goes to Disneyland every year, or Disney World every year. So he's a guru about the Disney parks as well. So Bobby, if you got the intel, let us know. But yeah, it would be great. And actually, our family was thinking about going on a family trip this fall, but with my wife being back in school, that might be harder to pull off because, just things have changed for us because of her being full-time. She needs that extra time to actually work on things. So maybe next year. Well, no. Next year. I don't know.
It sounds like a maybe delay it by 2 years. Maybe we can work something out.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. We might be able to pull something together with the Secret Friends uniting at the Star Wars parks. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that takes us out of the news. Thank you, Madam Webb, for always bringing us the latest and the greatest. But at this point, I hear some Peter Frampton in the background, and he's telling us, hey, gents, come visit the Geek Easy.
This is Yacht Rock. Set sail with the smoothest grooves on the ocean waves. Yacht Rock. Album out now.
Sitting in the Geek Easy, we got some Yacht Rock playing. We love the Peter Frampton.
Oh, sorry, couldn't help it.
That's not Peter Frampton, Charlie, but oh well.
That
Maybe we'll play that next.
was Flanders.
That's
Let me hold on. Let me try. Do you feel like I feel where? Does that sound the same? Okay, I give up.
absolutely love it. Yeah. So we are the Geek Easy. This is the place where we talk about what we're geeking out about in the world of nerd. We have a drink. We listen to some Yacht Rock. So, Charlie, what are you geeking out about this week?
Let me first give a Yacht Rock shout out to the passing of Yacht Rock superstar Al Jarreau.
Oh,
He was a
passed?
Yacht Rock. Yeah, it happened just
What?
yesterday.
He said he retired. Oh God, that's
I posted about it a little bit earlier on the site. So our thoughts and prayers out to the family and friends of Yacht Rock.
some go my night.
That's the-
Somebody.
We find
strangers. Compliment on the way.
Oh, we finally got you singing. Okay, so this week I'm going to piggyback on what we talked about last week. We had the Lego Batman movie come out recently. Piggybacking off what we talked about in the last episode, Lego Batman movie is upon us. We all enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Lego Dimensions, even though they got a little bit heavy-handed promoting that within this movie. There is within Lego Dimensions, there's kind of three current iterations of products. There's the Fun Pack, which is just a character in a vehicle, and it could perhaps be an add-on. There's no real extra content to go with. There's a Level Pack, there's a Team Pack, 2 characters together, 2 vehicles. Same thing, no real story content to go with. There's a Level Pack, which is a story that can come with, think, a character and 2 vehicles. And then there is a Story Pack, which is a fully fleshed out, basically retelling of a movie. Now there have been 2 with year 2 of Lego Dimensions. First we had Ghostbusters 2016, which my son is crazy about. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I thought was okay. And then this one, which is the Lego Batman movie. Now, I've been excited about this since they announced it because I knew this movie would be great, and it is. So thanks to bootlegging Todd's Best Buy Gamer Club membership, I got this story pack for a screaming deal. I picked it up on Friday because I was able to buy it online and have it held at my local store and pick it up under my own name. So I picked it up Friday night. April built the vehicle. I built the new. That's the other cool thing that you change your gateway. You build it into a new thing that looks like something from the movie. So this is the Bat Computer gateway. It's kind of fun. And so basically, it's a retelling of the movie with all the stuff that you would expect in Lego Dimensions. And I won't bore you guys to tears, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything radical or ridiculous. Once you're done, you then get to play in the new Gotham City adventure world, which is pretty much like the DC Comics adventure world from year 1. But again, it's nothing outrageous, but it's the limit of my excitement when it comes to video games is doing these because I'm used to the format and it's fun, and my son still likes it. So I play it separately. We do it together sometimes as well. So anyway, another good addition to the Lego Dimensions universe. Came with Batgirl and Robin and the Nightwing, which turns into the Night Thunder car and the Bat Tank, because you can turn into 3 different things. So anyway, good times. I recommend it if you're a fan of the series.
Charlie, I heard some disappointing news about Lego Dimensions. The fact that the Knight Rider little pack, they do not actually include the Knight Rider theme song, and that the actual voice talent isn't the Hoff.
That I heard that as well. That is disappointing. It's like, what's the point?
Are they cheaping out? Come on.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I mean, you and I have talked about this in the past that, some of those hub worlds can all pretty much look the same. So maybe they're kind of doing it on the cheap because the product's kind of cheap. So I don't know. You're right. Maybe it's the same thing. They didn't get the real Mr. T to do the voice of B.A. Baracus in the 18 one either. At least it didn't sound like him. So
Can't afford
I don't know, man.
that Mr. T money.
Yeah, I guess not.
Oh my goodness, boy. Lego Dimensions. This is year 2. I think they've got one more release coming out in May, right?
This was, I think, officially wave 7.5. We do have another wave coming out in May, which will be, let's see if I remember correctly, Lego City, which I'm not terribly familiar with. Goonies, which that is my stepson Nathaniel's favorite movie. Maybe I can get, he's 16 and way too cool for that kind of shit, but maybe I can get him interested. And there was a third one, and it's a Hermione Harry Potter fun pack, which I won't bother with because there's already been a Harry Potter release. So that's neat. Other hubs that are in the, remember the Shard, the year 2 hub world, big hub, Powderpuff Girls, Teen Titans Go,
okay,
and Beetlejuice. So there are other ones that purport to be part of year 2.
Oh, okay.
But that have not had a street date. So who knows? That stuff may come to us later in the summer. Usually that game rolls out in September. So one would imagine that all this stuff will hit us before September or before they give us a year 3. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we shall see.
And the existing game is supposed to support up to 3 years of content. So you're
cool.
at least guaranteed through 2018.
Good deal.
New stuff, so that's good. I mean, that's a return on investment, which is great. You could just buy the little stuff and play it that way. So it's fun.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I
out of that game. I have sold all my Lego stuff, so I am focused on the Switch. So, John, you got a game to talk about of a different type.
Yeah, I'm going a little bit different. We've been trying to kind of do some more family things here with actual board games, like a family game night type of thing. And generally, we've always been playing the same type of board games, your Scattergories or games like that, Taboo, kind of like your, general party games. Mm-hmm. We came across one because around New Year's Eve, our local Fred Meyer was running a buy one board game, get one free deal. And so I kind of looked over all their selections a little carefully, more carefully than I ever care to generally look at the board games. And I came across one that sounded interesting, and we gave it a go a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and it was a big hit. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to say, this game's called Wits and Wagers, and it is pretty cool. Not only does it teach your young children gambling, but you don't need to know the answers to anything to win. Because basically how it works is you can either play as individuals or as teams. So you could have 6 players or 5 or 6 players, I forget, play by themselves. You could have partners or teams. You get a lot of people to play. And what's cool about it is it's a really fast start. It takes about 2-3 minutes just to kind of figure out how to play. And it doesn't take that long, maybe a half hour to actually play the game. So you can play a few times. And basically what it is, it's a trivia game where each player writes down a guess to a question. And the question can be something like, we had one that was, in hours and minutes, what is the combined length of the 3 Lord of the Rings movies? Or in what year did the Muppet Show first air?
1976.
According to the Tootsie Pop website, how many licks does it really take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Anyway, so what you do is everybody writes down, you have these little cards and you have this little dry erase, markers or pens you get, and you write down your number, your guess, and you put them all in the middle of the table. And what you do is you have these little betting chips, and you can bet on your answer or on someone else's answer to earn tokens. So the idea is like, well, maybe you're playing with somebody who's a pop culture geek that you think, oh, there's a question about pop culture. They might know better than me, so I'm going to bet on their answer. Or, there was one about cars, like how fast did the original Model T, what was the speed limit? How fast could it go? So if you have someone who maybe knows cars or was an engineer or something, you say, oh, I'm going to bet on their answer, not mine, So it's kind of cool, and then you win the round based on if someone, if you are the person that wrote the closest answer to what the real answer is, you get a token, and then if you bet on the right answer, you get tokens. It's one of these really cool things where everyone guesses, nobody really knows. Sometimes you get really fantastically messed up things. And what's cool is you get there's one card that is always in play, and it's basically like The Price is Right. It's the $1 guess. It's basically zero. So if you are all terribly wrong, you can bet on the zero card, and because the idea is you can't go over. If you are the closest, but you went over the number, you don't get any points. If you bet on that card, you don't get any points. Anyway, for our teenagers who, 15, 17, 18, plus, us adults, and we had some friends of the family play the game. It was a huge hit. It was really fun. And I mean, it's not a tabletop, geek type game, but it's got a lot of pop culture questions in it. So it's a really cool family game night game. It only costs, I think, like $20 at Fred Meyer. So I'm assuming your local Meyer stores or whatever you have out there in Michigan, or Walmart probably has them. Amazon Prime. Wits and Wagers is really cool. It's a fun party game if you're going to have a bunch of people together. And we played it a couple times. It's just a lot of fun. So we really enjoy that. I'm trying to find more games like that to do more family game night stuff.
We actually bought that game, John, and played it our Thanksgiving. It was a big hit. That game is a riot. You learn stuff. You're like, holy shit, I didn't realize that was the answer, and it's fun. Yeah, it takes no knowledge. It just takes a lot of reasoning and fun and wagering, and it's a lot of break. I would say, have you ever played the original Balderdash, John?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay, they have a crappy new version of Balderdash, but Balderdash was always my favorite. Basically, here's a word you probably don't know the definition. You make a definition up, and that's the funnest part, is making up the definition. So there's games like that. So
there's another game. Have you heard of or played the game Things?
No.
Things. Okay. It's great for anybody, but it's really great when you have a bunch of adults play this game. It's similar to Balderdash, because Balderdash is you get a word and you all make up a definition for it. Things are things you would not put in your pocket, or things that everybody writes down.
Gotcha.
Whatever. Things is a huge hit. That's probably
nice.
my favorite party game when we have a bunch of friends over.
Oh, awesome.
Check that one out if you are into that kind of thing. Things is great.
Yeah, I love games that are more like the less like, oh, it's going to take 18 hours to describe the rules, and you got cards and all the pieces and things like that. I like more of the just have fun. It takes like 2 minutes to describe it, and that's where the fun comes from, the people playing it versus the rules or the structure of the game.
The best thing about the game Things is you kind of rotate around where everyone takes a turn, because what happens is you alternate who the reader is. And the best part is making someone else read your ridiculous answers and trying to, sometimes you just have these terrible laugh fits, and especially if things go down the inappropriate road, it's it's quite a hit, especially if you're having a few adult pops.
Nice.
So
nice.
You guys do far better than me. My family game nights, when I get together with my extended family, is always Cards Against Humanity, because we're all just terrible people. So we can't.
I've never played that game, and
Todd.
When I say it, I'm like, I understand why people think it's funny, but to me, it's like it seems too much hip to be square at this point. Oh well.
I think Things would be a hit at your family there, Charlie. Then if you're going down that road.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Things you wouldn't put in your pocket: armadillo, used condom. I see. Oh, all right. Well, hey, Todd, it's on you, buddy.
Yeah. So quickly, John and I are the Scream Queens fans, and John has finished the show. I have not, but I'm struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel in this show. I've gotten to the point where they have brought back the dad from season 1, which I never would have guessed they would have done that. And this show has fallen off such a deep cliff of reasonability, sound judgment, good writing, taking characters I loved and kind of making them a little bit it's just frustrating. It kind of feels like maybe some things, when you say I would love a season 2, maybe that's something you should never wish. Sometimes it's just best left alone to be as good as it was.
Like Daredevil?
Daredevil. Heroes would be another example.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, John, you finished it, but it was almost like a grudge finish for you, right?
Yeah.
It was hate watching?
No, I haven't been as upset as Todd has been with it. I'm definitely disappointed. And I really don't like a lot of the moves they made. And it seems funny to say, like, to a show like Scream Queens, that it's not really a believable story anymore because
nothing is
it never was.
Show. Yeah, exactly.
But even using season 1 as your reference point, it has gotten just ridiculous. So yes, they did bring the dad back. That was surprising. I was hoping if they brought him back, they'd bring the other one back to do something with. So they didn't. Spoiler, Todd. They don't bring Grace back, although he does make a great joke about her and her hats, which was pretty funny.
Yes.
But they, I did finish through the end because, well, it's Scream Queens, and even though I'm mad at them, I still wanted to finish it off, and I am not going to say that it was worth finishing it. But the last episode or two, it was good enough where it was good enough that it's probably worth finishing it off, Todd.
Okay.
Just to get through it.
Yeah.
Get through it. If you aren't a Scream Queens fan, though, there's no point to watch it.
Yeah, and I, like I said, watch season 1. It's great. Love it. It's awesome. Season 2, if you didn't enjoy season 1, you will definitely not enjoy season 2. And if you really enjoyed season 1, maybe just stay away because your memories will be redeemed and you'll be like, that's great. It is funny, though, because I did watch that Chad Radwell is John Glenn in Hidden Figures. So maybe that's why he didn't come back.
I think he made a good choice by the sound of it.
Oh, God.
Well, he was back for a while.
Oh, he was back for a little bit, yeah. And it's funny because some of the best characters didn't survive, which is sad. And they really highlighted the characters that I just felt like it didn't deserve to be highlighted. Allie, what's her name?
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley. Just a pointless ad because she did nothing and she'd go away and you're like, oh, she's still on the show. Focusing on Dean Munch is the main character. Yeah. That kind of felt like a miss. And the new ads this season didn't do anything. It was a big miss. So, quite honestly, they said the show might come back, but why at this point? It just lost everything. It has no ratings.
No. If they were going to do it, it almost feels like they tried to expand it too much. They just need to focus on those main 3 and maybe the Dean. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world just if they are going to do it with that group of actors, because they've got a really good core. Just kind of start over. Just here's a whole new story with these same people playing different types of those characters, because they tried to tie it in. I thought initially that's what they were going to do this was going to be a second season of the same characters, but it was going to be not a continuation of season 1. It's kind of a whole start over type of thing, but that they tried to actually get away with. No, it's the same characters who were in, the season 1, and now they're all working in this hospital, and it doesn't make any sense.
No, especially when the same guy does American Horror Story, where he takes the same actors, basically reboots the show and says these actors are totally doing different characters. So it seems like a weird disconnect. And the fact that the weirdest thing was they have basically taken away the mystery of who the villain was this season completely, and basically gave it away so early on that was not a driver. Yeah. Well,
yes and no.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there's going to be a twist or red herring.
No, anything else, they had to go bigger and
sure.
Yeah. So there were actually 3 for this season.
Yes.
It's stupid. Yeah. And I think that's the thing is that, they brought the dad back, and they brought him back for a stupid reason, and his whole story was stupid. It was kind of this, I was watching just more for the Chanels.
Yes.
And for, I just like that they're such terrible people.
Oh,
that was my favorite part. The story I didn't care about anymore. It's like, yeah, that's going on. They did do right by something in the last episode, which redeemed me a little, give me a little bit of happiness. But that's why I said it's probably worth it, Todd. But don't put it high on your list.
I've gone this far in. Why not? I've got like 3 episodes left, so I will push and get through it, and I'll put that baby to bed, and yeah, we'll go from there. Oh well, Charlie, I think it's time to leave the Geek Easy. Tip your waiter, tip your staff, because these guys ain't making records anymore. So
nope.
No. So we leave the Geek Easy. We get into the IMDB Name That Movie quiz.
Shall we play a game?
We're ready to play a new game. This is actually our second try at it. It's the IMDB movie game.
It's a new old game. It's
That's
new to
true.
you.
That's true. So the core of this game is the fact that you have to take keywords of the plot from IMDb of a movie game or of a movie, and we will try to guess that movie within a number of keywords. I mean, I don't know how far we've gone before Charlie. Maybe 20 keywords, but they can be
something like that.
Yeah, but they can be a little bit bizarre. So you basically pick a movie, you go to IMDb, you look for the keywords of the plot, and we try to figure it out. So at this point, Charlie, why don't you go first?
Okay. Here we go with my pick. Famous score. Supernatural power. Female tied up. Burnt hand. Gore. Blood. Murder. 5-word title. Escape. Poison. Chase.
Any of these making sense to you yet, John?
Not yet.
Bound and gagged. Bar shootout. I don't want to get caught last time, so I'm trying to pick ones that aren't so obvious.
Is this Raiders of the Lost Ark?
You son of a bitch!
Oh, I was going there too. I'm like, oh, this sounds like bar shootout. Oh my goodness.
Well, at least I had a longer string this time, because I think I lost. Todd got mine within like 5 or 6. It was like New York City. So is this Ghostbusters? I was,
You've been revealed, Charlie. You've been revealed.
Oh, well done, John. Well done.
Well, yeah, it was pretty tough there. I was like, oh, that's everybody. Burned hand. I mean, like, what superhero has a burned hand?
Yeah, exactly. I tried to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Scientist. Prosthetic leg. Lifting a female into the air. Exploding helicopter. Bound and gagged.
Ooh.
Severed finger. Moral ambiguity. Framed for murder. Gashed in the face.
Oh, it's not The Fugitive, is it?
No. Tragic hero. Trench coat.
Blade Runner.
Psychopath. No.
Damn.
Fedora. Thrown through a window. Shot in the head. Grenade
RoboCop.
launcher.
Oh, damn.
Melting face.
Oh, man.
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle.
Organized crime.
Is it one of the Iron Eagle movies?
Cult film. Character name in title.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Cigar smoking.
Howard the Duck.
Cigar cutter.
Oh,
Gothic.
Is it that movie Bound?
Mental illness.
Mental illness.
Oh my
Brutality. Year 1989.
Was it Dark? Is it Dark Man?
Dark Man is right.
God.
Yes. Yeah. And
I don't remember anything about that movie.
Liam Neeson was the star. He got his face blown off.
Sam Raimi, his first big Hollywood movie too.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Boy.
Cool.
That's a deep cut. Holy
no
cow.
doubt. So, okay, who's next?
Okay, I guess it's me. We will start with paraplegic. Future. Veteran. Hybrid. Interspecies sex. Mecha.
It's Avatar.
Yes, you're right. No, there was no ponytail text. Oh,
you know what the problem was is that I was sitting here with the picture and I couldn't remember the name of the movie because it's so irrelevant.
Yes. We talked about Avatar earlier. Oh well.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yes.
well.
I got it from Paraplegic in Future at that point.
We might be too good for this game, guys. We need to up our irrelevancy. You have to go deeper.
Yeah, dig deep.
Yeah,
dig deep. Remember when we played it with Matt? He had Annie Hall.
That's true.
Yeah, that was out of there. We had to set some ground rules.
Yeah. Oh well, we will. It's fun. It's a very quick game though, so
yes.
You can play it at home. And next time, maybe if you have a opportunity, let us know maybe your genre picks you would like to add, maybe horror or different areas like you'd like us to explore. But at that point, Charlie, it's time for some geek love.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
It's time for some geek love, whether in our own community or abroad, something that makes us excited about being a geek. So, Charlie, quickly, I will point out that I have one. It's more of the NPR geek inside of me. And every week, NPR does a game show called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, where they have the news of the week, and they have various guests on, and they quiz you on what happened in the world, just politicians and things like that. And this week, Stephen Colbert was the guest, and they quizzed him. And he was a late ad, actually. It was funny because they were supposed to have Lena Dunham, but Stephen Colbert, being Stephen Colbert, said, by the way, I don't know who I'm replacing, but make all the questions you had for that person my questions. So Stephen Colbert had to guess all Leah Dunham questions. It was absolutely hilarious. And his quiz was all about, he had to answer entourage questions. Because basically the opposite of Girls is Entourage.
Right.
So there you go. It's a great show. It's on NPR. It's locally. I love it because it kind of gets me through the news of the week with a sense of humor. It's on NPR. It's on all your local PBS radio stations. So check it out. Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yes, always support local radio. Hint, hint, hint. I'll give a real quick one. I don't even know how I stumbled upon this one, but this is a podcast that is produced here in Michigan, in the same neck of the woods in Southeast Michigan, where our friends Lisa and Brian Moore live. The Blast Points Star Wars podcast. There's a couple of guys. I'm drawing a blank on their names, but Todd, they sound a lot like, pretty much like you and me if we were like totally Star Wars crazy. Like I've listened to two episodes and. Like me. Well, they talked about when the special editions came out that one of the guys saw it in the theater 18 times that weekend.
Holy shit.
I know,
Sorry,
right?
guys, but at that point I'm pulling out a William Shatner. Get a life.
Yeah, hey, now be nice. Be nice.
I try to be nice, but you know what? Enjoy reality for a change, guys. Come on.
Oh, but anyway. So yeah, these guys. I know one of the guy lives in that Ann Arbor area. He's friends with Brian Moore. He added him to the group recently. I don't think we've interacted much. The other guy lives over in Chicago. I believe they both attended Kendall Art School of Design here in Grand Rapids. So that's how I when I was listening to it, I kind of tuned in. But anyway, I've listened to 2 episodes. Sounds like it's weekly, like we are. But their most recent episode highlighted this disco pop music. Living in the Star Wars album, and they played cuts from it as they were going through, and I found out it's available on Amazon. I've ordered it from my library, you guys. It is amazing. Listen to episode 59 of the Blast Points podcast, Living in the Star Wars. It was a total hoot. It was I don't even want to spoil it anymore. Please go listen to it.
Oh,
but anyway, give a shout out to these guys. My apologies for drawing a blank on your name, friend, but I will reach out to you when I post links for this episode. We would love to have you involved. So that's it for me.
Yeah. So with the Geek Love, we also want to throw some love to our listeners. So we had another giveaway. So at this point on the giveaway, all you have to do is answer a question about something that happened in this podcast and respond through our Twitter channel or through secretfriendsunite@gmail.com, our email address. So it's at secretfriendsunite@gmail.com. And the question this week was, what was John's pick for his IMDb movie? So there you go. Answer that, and you will be getting a prize. So with that note, Charlie, take us out.
Fabulous prizes provided by Todd Extra. All right, friends, as always, thank you for listening as we close the door on episode 101. We are a side project, a spin-off, an evolution, a clone, or a blue person from Avatar, if you will, of the Secret Friends Facebook community and podcast page. Find us over on Twitter at Secret Friends U. Go ahead and type in Secret Friends Unite at YouTube and snag our channel that way. You'll be able to see as we are increasingly doing more and more video content, we will give you more things to see and hear. Thank you as always for joining us. I want to tell you to keep on trucking and that sharing is caring.
Be the hero, not the villain.
And we're all stories in the end. Make yours a good one.
Picture this, Miami in the 1980s. Single story house and 4 single ladies. 3 widows, 1 divorcee, living in the world. Shining bright every day, call them the Golden Girls. No need for an old folks home, better believe they're doing fine on their own. Definition of INDEPENDENT. I think we can all agree that it is so easy to see these 4 ladies are heavenly with legendary chemistry. Dorothy on the track with the savage comebacks. Substitute teacher, smart as a tack. Newspaper in hand for laying down the whack on a poor old Rose, always slow to react. Sweet as a peach, but a bit naive. Rose with a heart of gold, always quick to believe and a bit uncertain. But as they say in St. Olaf, held their bargain, flirkin', flurfin', nerfin'. The story goes, nothing gold can stay. 4 reasons to believe that ain't always the case. It goes Sophie, Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose, styling from their heads down to their toes, sticking with each other through thick and thin. They dance, sing, and partake in shenanigans. These girls got class, no mistaking it, but they probably won't eat it unless it has cheesecake in it. Blanche, Southern belle, doing well. Landlord adored every man under her spell. Styling, gold blazer and matching nails. Sitting and listening to Sophia tell tales. Picture it, Sicily, 1923. Some dough, a dream, and a pizza recipe. Attractive peasant girl with her eyes on the prize would grow up to start the fire that burned down Shady Pines. Always scheming, borrowing from her daughter. From baking lettuce and potato to selling bottled hose water. You can tell her your qualms and how life's unfair. She's not giving any indication at all that she cares. Yep, she definitely does not care. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, she doesn't care. The story goes, nothing gold can stay. 4 reasons to believe that ain't always the case. They might be over the hill, but they're under the sky. Catching sunbathing daily out on the lanai. Sticking with each other through thick and thin. They dance, sing, and partake in shenanigans. A bit of everything, a dabble and a dibble, but nothing compares to their version of Chicken Little. Now these ladies, they're not the type to blow their own Vertugenflugens. Yeah, they're confident and at times a bit brash, but they do what they want, and who can't respect that? They teach us about friendship, love, fashion, how to perfectly land a deeply hurtful yet positively endearing insult. And they never forget to say thank you for being a friend.